Okay, I thought that I would do a different style reading. I thought I'd do a live and I would use these spirit animal tarot cards to ask Source how you and your person are showing up. How is their ego showing up right now? So I'll be asking Spirit to pull two cards, one for you and one for your person. Okay. So I haven't used these in a while, but basically it's very much about food chains, food webs, different species of animals, and whether they're a top predator or, you know, someone that must make strategic moves and keep themselves safe because they are, you know, near the bottom of the food chain. It sounds really derogatory, but it's like we can all be any of those creatures at any point in our life. We move up and down the food chain according to whether we're feeling fearful, you know, and more nervous, whether we're showing lots of wisdom or short-sightedness. So that there is a lot to it. It sounds like there isn't, but there is. So let's see how we get on anyway. Let me just burn some sage to meditate. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aries' highest good. Please would you pick a card for Aries and their person? For my Aries collective, for anyone that comes in to watch this, now or retrospectively. First, please would you give me a card for Aries? How is Aries showing up? Okay, we've got the earthworm. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to read reversals. I'll just put them all upright. The phoenix, wow. The fire ant and the scorpion. Well, you've got a lot going on in your ego right now, Aries. I mean, the earthworm, so we've got earth, we've got ether, and we've got two fire cards, okay? So the one that stands out as like incredibly impressive is this phoenix, okay? So you could be at a point in your life where you're in this like new chapter that you got flung into, and you're coping with it amazingly well. You know, a phoenix rises from the ashes. It's not an animal of the earth. It's a very spiritual animal, a mythical animal. It's representative of like a whole new glow up, you know, a do-over. The scorpion, I mean, scorpions move very strategically. They are designed to withstand a lot of heat, a lot of pressure. It's actually no accident that you've got a lot of fire cards here. You've got two fire cards. If you think about the harsh environment that scorpions survive in, you know, they're very skeletal. They have a hard exterior. They have a sting in their tail. They move fast. Scorpions are not victims. Definitely not. And most people, most animals will try to avoid a scorpion, I think. Even though it's somewhere in the middle of the food chain in the desert. Fire ants, don't they bite? I'm sure they would They would buy. Why are you so aggressive, Aries? Hi. Hi to everyone that's come in. Earthworm. That's interesting, isn't it? Earthworm. The job of an earthworm is to move through dead matter and process it so that it's ready for renewal. So I see that you're going through a period of reflection as well as moving into a new chapter. It's like you're preparing the way for a new you. Now, if you're dealing with someone, let's get a card for them. Dealing with someone or thinking about someone. So obviously you can click off if you're not dealing with anyone, or you can watch if you're intrigued anyway. So we've got the starfish. We've got a water creature for someone that you're dealing with. That's interesting, isn't it? Because that's very opposite to fire. Water puts fire out, so it could be a good kind of like yin and yang, like a complementary situation. You could be very neutralized by the person, and that sounds like not that attractive a word. But sorry, I should put the Aries card out, shouldn't I? Because you won't know which sign we're on. That's very amateur of me. Let me just get an Aries. These are gorgeous. How nice are these? I got them off Temu. Let's get Aries. There we go. We need to honour Aries, don't we? Aries the ram. Where can I put that so that you can see it there? Yeah, I'm on Aries and I'm going to go through to Pisces in zodiac order, okay? So you might want to like come back later if you're not interested in Aries. I'm trying to think of like anything a starfish does. What it's giving is like starfish are very passive. I'm sure they I'm sure they do have an important job, but I mean, starfish are very well revered by a lot of humans, aren't they? We think they're very beautiful. They blend in well. They seem to be quite passive. You know, they're an important part of the ocean, but they're never biting anyone's head off, you know. They're benign. So I think that you're possibly dealing with a person who's far more benign than you, and they help to temper you. Okay. Starfish are the kind of thing that creatures will stop by and feel safe around. They're the kind of thing that people will stop and admire, you know? So I'm getting like quite a good sense of like this person that you may be dealing with or attracted to, or the kind of person that you might like to have around you. I don't think you would do well with someone who's, you know, top of the food chain clashing with you. Well, you could do, but we go for different kinds of people at different points in our life, don't we? So maybe this is a point in your life where you don't want drama, you don't want competition. You want someone to like temper you. It's interesting that you got so many like cards for you, and then for your person it was just the one. It's very simple. I think you're looking for benign and simple, and I don't mean simple like stupid. I mean like what you see is what you get. There's not going to be anything hidden. There's not going to be there's not going to be anything, what's the word? No hidden agenda, no skeletons in the closet. Okay. Let's try Taurus and see what comes out for Taurus and for Taurus's person. That's my TV, that's not my computer. I have a laptop, guys. You know what? I'm a high school teacher, and everything I wear, my hairstyle, my students like analyse me top to bottom, because I guess they got told, you know, to look in my direction and listen all day. So they were like, you've changed your hair, your hair looks nice, you've got bangs and all this. And I was like really like disturbed at how much detail they like taking about me. And you're like doing the same with my like desk. Okay, Taurus. Spirit guides, universe and angels, can you please give me a card to show me about Taurus's ego? One for Taurus and one for their person, please. What's the dynamic between turtle and buffalo? I'm not going to read reversals, okay? I'm just going to read them upright. So for you, Taurus, and also me, because I'm a Taurus, do you know what? I tried to see turtles on holiday in the Caribbean, and I could not get to one for the life of me. They're good swimmers. They're fast. That Caribbean Sea as well, it's choppy as. I exhausted myself. We all struggled to get back to the catamaran. So turtles, we sort of like underestimate, don't we? Turtles, we might think, oh, they're cute, they make a nice bit of jewellery. You know, we associate them with like Australia and surfers and like, I don't know, it's like in our mind turtles can do no wrong. They're quite angelic, but they're speedy. They're speedy, they're dexterous, they're very, very capable. And, you know, they eat. This is making me laugh. They eat things like jellyfish. So turtles can cope with the most unlikely of people, you know, in workplaces, unwelcoming family members, you know, when we go to have like dinner at our new boyfriend or new girlfriend's home and the family, there's always someone that's like a bit testing or a bit negative or doesn't like the cut of your jib. You can't do anything right. But I tell you what, in every workplace I've gone to, I've seen each person off that didn't like me. And I've done it like very confident, very, very confidently. And I don't go for them in a strategic way. I just work hard. And I'm just myself and they don't like it. So they end up just leaving because they can't stand it. Well, I don't deserve that, in my defence. So turtles are underestimated, and I think taurines are underestimated. We've got the buffalo. I'm just thinking as well about the flow of water, like that current is quite choppy, and yet the turtle is like, give me more, I'll take more. You're very resilient. I got told this by my boss the other day, you're very resilient. I think that intimidates people, like Loki intimidates people. And then you've got the buffalo, which is like physically strong. Again, seems quite benign. seems like it doesn't have that much thought going on. But I would say any kind of cattle or land mammal that needs a large area, it's like you need your own space. You need to be left to amble. And you're incredibly sensitive. You know, every fly that lands on your skin, you're aware of it, but you allow it, right? Until it annoys you enough, and then you swat it away with your tail or your ears. Every, you know, leaf blowing along or tree branch moving or the changes of the clouds or the sun, you're so sensitive to everything. I think you have very sensitive skin and a very sensitive soul, and you need calm and peace. And I think someone who's as intuitive and grounded as that is a very grounding energy for others. So let's see what comes out for the one you've been dealing with or the one you're manifesting in. Just to see what the dynamic is. Right, they've got crow. Crows are very intelligent, aren't they? Highly intelligent. Problem solvers. They're very watchful, careful observers. Bee. Bees are really, really busy. Focused around working, aren't they? Serving the community, serving the Queen. Acts of service might be important to this person. Intelligence and facts might be important to this person. Black egg, what's that about? I'm gonna have to look that one up. Black egg is something of the ether. It's something out of this world, extraterrestrial, because it's got this circular symbol at the top. We've got starfish. People feel like they're in good company around this person. They feel safe around them. They trust them. Or maybe earthworm. Earthworms are reflective. They prepare the way for future living things by breaking down what's decayed, what's finished with. They process it and they renew it. They're one of the most important parts of the life cycle, you know. They break down large matter, don't they, and process it, and it comes out the other end. This person that you're dealing with or have been thinking about, they're a very hard-working person. They are very good at making people feel safe around them, and they play a very important role for the people that they live with, that they work with. They're essential. I don't know what the black egg is. I don't have the booklet, guys. I got the knockoff one off Temu. I think you're two people, you know, that feel safe. That feel safe in one another's presence. The bee doesn't mean to hurt anyone. If the bee hurts someone, it dies after. Like, and that sounds really dramatic, but it's a very, like, if you look at what we've got here, this person has worms, starfish, eggs, bees, you know, crows. Like, there's no sting here. There's no There's nothing ominous, is there? Again, bees are pollinators, you know, very, very important part of the life cycle. Essential. That'll be interesting to find that one out. The black egg one. I'll have to put it in the comments after. If I allow comments on this live after, I'll put it in for us. Interesting. Something about this is, you know, this is too benign. All of this, it's too. There's got to be some dirt to dig up here with this black egg. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's something unique, something very extra, like a unique quality. Okay, on to Gemini. There we go. How gorgeous are these? I think it's just paper that you know, like they were just selling, like, excuse me, selling the paper on Temu, but I'm using it as like display. They're too nice, aren't they? Like, I wouldn't want to use that. I would frame it, actually. I'm just going to keep them like that. Okay, spirit guides, please can you give me a card for Gemini and one for their person so I can understand the ego dynamic between them. Firstly, for Gemini. Hyena. You know what? I went to South Africa to a game reserve, and at night time the hyena were like making really weird noises around the outside of our tent. They're an earth mammal. They come out at night as well as the day. They're more of a scavenger, aren't they, a hyena? I don't think they're so much a hunter. It's like an opportunist. It's interesting that that's like the only card that's come out. With the other signs, we've had like several. Do hyena come out in the day and the night? Because you are the twins, aren't you, Gemini? So you could be. I always think like hyena look mean and nasty. Like they look like they want you to be afraid of them, but they're probably quite soft. You know, like how you see some animals like on TikTok. There's a woman who has like a gorgeous garden, and it's probably bang in the middle of like London somewhere, but this fox, female fox, she brings her fox cubs to play, and they're just like puppies. And yet foxes, we tend to like keep our distance from. We expect them to, you know, have a scrap with us, to be quite like a bit like this, like wiry and kind of like rough around the edges. No offense, Gemini, but like there's like a sense of keeping a distance, you know, respectfully keeping a distance from others. It's like you're not fully trusting. Let's get one for your person. Yeah, it's like a sense of several communities and like each keeping to themselves, like a sense of cooperation but not fully integrating, not full integration. We've got Firefly and Whale. That's two very strange cards to get together, isn't it? The Firefly brings light and optimism and guidance. That's what I feel. It's very benign. Fireflies, they have them in Italy in the mountains at night time. I have friends that have a vineyard and the children love to see them. They love to see the fireflies. I used to be a kindergarten teacher in Italy, so, you know, I'm friends with like the families from the international school. And yeah, when I stay in their guest house, I hope to see the fireflies, I really do. Fireflies are like one of those things that you expect not to be real, and they are. Whales. Whales are vast. They are the largest creature on Earth. I mean, they could be hunted by humans, but they can, you know, a lot of whales will kill dolphins, won't they? You've got killer whales. There's so many different species of whale. In fact, I teach geography as well as English. And when you study the Antarctic, there are no permanent human inhabitants in the Antarctic, but you will see so many species of whale and seal and really tough, hardy creatures that can withstand the darkness, the freezing temperatures of -90, you know. They can navigate like a submarine, like submarines are based off the sonar of whales, what whales do naturally. We try to emulate. And they're very much going with the flow of the water, you know, they are unbothered by. If you think about how vulnerable humans are, and, you know, if you think of the movie like The Perfect Storm, or you watch TikTok lives where there's fishermen out in stormy water on boats, humans do not cope well with vast amounts of water. We just don't. We're so vulnerable. You know, whales exist in that darkness, they exist in that. They have like the midnight zone, don't they? Underwater, like they're just so well adapted. That's interesting because they're in the dark, deep down in the ocean, and then you have fireflies come out in the dark and provide light. Where a hyena would not be so trusting, the person you're dealing with or manifesting in is very, what's the word? They harmonise with the environment around them. They don't mind. They're comfortable in all environments, and they are trusting. You have to start off from a place of trust. You know, if you're starting off from a place of being mistrusting or expecting someone to do wrong, this person is a good complementary energy for you. And maybe you're excellent at providing, you know, because you are the scavenger, you will go out and get the resources that are needed. This person could be a little bit too trusting because whales are hunted by humans, and they're mistreated sometimes by, it still happens today. Like when I was growing up, there was all these sea life centres and stuff. I can't believe we still have them, guys. I'm 39 now. To use them for entertainment and ride them and then be confused, like why they're... Hi to everyone in the chat. They get mistreated. This person might be a bit too trusting, you know, and then they might learn some lessons the hard way. With the firefly, this person is very attractive to others. A lot of people are socially drawn to them. However, yeah, I think this is someone who's popular, but maybe they befriend all kinds of people and then learn to regret it later. Something like this. You're very complementary to one another. You're very opposite, but you complement each other well. I don't know if this is like a load of crap or good. They're intuitive readings, guys. They're intuitive readings, okay? So that was Gemini. Let's get one for, he's next, Cancer. Cancer the crab. Okay, let's get one for... If my phone runs out of battery, I'll just have to stop the live, let the phone charge up for 15 minutes, and then I'll come back on and finish the signs. Normally I get to like Virgo and then it just gives up. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please can you give me a card to represent the ego of Cancer, and then one for the one Cancer's dealing with, please. And by the way, you move through different spirit animals. You know, we metamorph all the way through our lives according to our external realities and experiences we're having. So don't think that you're stuck being a turtle or a firefly. It's just the energy you're embodying right now. A bat, okay, a nocturnal creature, airborne. You know, bats barely show their faces. Like, they come out for such a small part of the day. It's, you know, like in the summer, like in the UK, they come out in the summer and it'll be like 8 o'clock at night. It'll be dusk, so the sun has literally just dropped below the horizon, and you see bats like swoop past the like living room window, and they're probably around for about 15 to 20 minutes and then they're gone again for another 24 hours. And I do feel that Cancer signs are very low-key, like understated. You're definitely not the ones kind of shouting and jeering and, you know, making a big song and dance about anything. You lay low. It's like you appear when necessary kind of thing. I think a lot of people with Cancer placements, they have to, show themselves out of necessity, and that it's quite a push. You have to push yourself to do those things that you kind of need to do in this 3D world, like go into the staff room, or, different things are just necessary in day-to-day living, but it's like a bit of it's like more out of necessity than like a want. I think emotions run deep with Cancer as well, because I think you feel a lot, but you don't necessarily express it. Again, it's like, barely any eyesight, but actually, you're using sonar, and you're so sensitive to every little movement. And the crab is like that. I'm sure that vibrations and temperature and all kinds of different indicators come into communication for bats. Do bats squeak, or have I made that up? I think they do. I think you sometimes don't communicate with this moon here. It makes me feel like a lot of stuff is kept hidden. What about the one you're dealing with or manifesting in then? What dynamic is this? What is their ego like? Nightingale. Don't people say that nightingales appear like after someone's passed away that you care about? That's very spiritual, isn't it? I think my battery's about to go. I would say that nightingales are hustlers. They're incredibly busy. They're probably really busy going and gathering food all day because the calories need to be really high. Or am I thinking of hummingbirds? I think I might be getting that mixed up with hummingbirds, I'm going to have to study nightingales and then come back to you on that one. We'll pause it on Cancer, and I'm going to find out what that black egg means. And I'm going to find out something about nightingales, because I honestly don't know that much. So we'll pause it on Cancer, and I'll come back on in like 15 minutes. Okay, I just need to charge up my phone and meet you back here.